Yo, that was a fun day of watching football. I was a fan just like you, hanging out at home, watching two teams that weren't the 49ers. And the first game was one of the worst games I've ever freaking seen. 10-7 Patriots. They're going to lose in the Super Bowl to Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. That game against the Rams, one of the best games I've ever seen. So let's just start with, the 49ers angle. As a 49er fan, or as a 49ers player or coach or owner, how do you watch this game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams and think that the Niners are remotely close to either team? Those two teams are two of the best teams in the league. The Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the league, and it's not particularly close. I don't know how many calls the league's going to have to give the New England Patriots for that game to be close, but it's like there's a huge gap. The only reason this game was close is because of that taunting call, which may have been correct by the letter of the law, but like you're telling me a guy says something in an NFC championship game and it's a 15-yard penalty that extends a drive. He didn't spit, he didn't slash the throat, he didn't fire a, make believe gun, he didn't, do 3 pelvic thrusts. He said something or whatever. So that's the reason the game was close. They're significantly better than the Rams, who were significantly better than the 49ers. The Niners are closer to the Cardinals than they are to either of these teams. It seems like this Seahawks team is very young, and as they get more experience facing opponents, they get better. They lost to the Rams, then they beat the Rams by 1, and now they beat the Rams by 4, but it really could have been like 11. They lost to the Niners, and they beat the Niners by 10, and they beat the Niners by a million. So, wow, this team's really freaking. Both of these teams are really good. And what's interesting about them is like, what do the Rams have that the Niners don't have? Let's start there. What do the Rams and Seahawks have that the Niners don't have? They have good offensive lines, both teams. They have better running backs than the 49ers, be honest. The Niners have a good gadget player who lines up at running back, but he's averaging 3.9 yards per carry for the last 2 years. Both teams have great wide receivers. The 49ers have Ricky Pearsall. I mean, that alone. Oh, and then they have quarterbacks who are big and can see the field and have rocket arms, both of them. The Niners have a small quarterback who doesn't see the field that well, who isn't great past his first read, but is very athletic. They don't have a good offensive line. They don't have speed at wide. They don't have a wide receiver, and they don't have speed at running back. They're not powerful or fast. I mean, the Rams were getting whatever they wanted on. They were getting big plays to Colby Parkinson, where the Niners are trying to figure out how to get 1 yard against the Seahawks, how to score 1 touchdown against the Seahawks. So this had to be a very sobering experience for a Niner fan. If you would watch this game and the Seahawks had just blown out the Rams, you'd say, all right, well, Niners and the Rams aren't that much different. But the Rams hung in there. The Rams were able to lead drives. They were able to score touchdowns, multiple touchdowns. They scored more points in this game against the Seahawks than the Niners scored in 3 games against the Seahawks. If the Niners played in the AFC, they'd be in good position for the next few years. But unfortunately, they play in the same division as the Rams and the Seahawks. And it doesn't seem like, how are the Niners going to get past Seattle? How are they going to forget Seattle? How are the Niners going to catch the Rams while Matthew Stafford is on the team? You got me all day, every day. Kim says, our fans laughed at Sam in Seattle at the beginning of the season. Joke's on y'all. I'm an 80s SF fan. I grew up in this. Also, Seattle looks smart. 30 million Sam. True. Adam K NYC says, honestly, I've never seen Brock play at the level Sam Darnold played at tonight. Agree. Abu Marco 23 says, March 2021 Rams deal 2 firsts and a third, and Goff for Stafford. April 2021 Niners deal 3 firsts and a third for Lance. The rest is history. Also, when the Niners let Darnold go,